my goodness. I just can't imagine that.
A beautiful umbrella stand was inherited from the guest's grandmother. In 1939, she purchased the piece for $25, a considerable sum during the Depression. Surprisingly, this incredible umbrella stand has no chips, cracks, or dulling despite its function. To secure the stand in their house, the guest humorously explains using a fish line.
My son was going to load it up, and he couldn't pick it up. And he was pulling on. I said, you got to cut that fish line loose.
An unmarked piece, the appraiser identifies it as a Roseville umbrella stand from their Persian line. Amazing Persian line features a vibrant color palette on a cream-colored background. This piece represents Roseville's transition between hand-decorated and mass-produced pieces. While not a one-of-a-kind creation, hand painting within a template makes it more valuable than decor-decorated pieces. Given its exceptional condition, the appraiser estimates the value to be between
$1,700 and $2,300.
Oh my goodness. I just can't imagine that.
I mean, yeah.
An intriguing mask, believed to be an Eskimo walrus mask, was brought by the guest from an antique mall. Upon expert examination, the mask was identified as originating from the Kwele tribe in Gabon, located on the west coast of Africa. This mask, known as a gon mask, depicts a gorilla bearing its long incisors in a savage display. It is the unique characteristics of the tribe's artistic style.
Fanciful group of people. They wear this crazy masks, and they have lots of weapons, and they dance around, and it's really pretty spectacular.
Made of wood, it dates back to the 20th century, likely created in the last 20 to 30 years. Unlike many masks made solely for the tourist market, this one showed signs of actual use, evidenced by the wear on the holes and edges. The authenticity of its use in tribal rituals significantly increased its value. Despite being purchased for a mere $80, the mask was appraised at a retail price of
between $2,500 and $3,500.
I mean, yeah.
Wow, that's exciting.
It's nice.
The depiction of a child dressed and painted is a masterpiece. It was drawn in 1825, and the attention to detail is nothing short of magnificent. The painting was done on an oil canvas by a folk art painter, and at the time of its creation, oil on canvas paintings were much in demand. The detail put into drawing the child's face is near perfect, because the attention was top-notch.
A portrait miniature painter really focusing on the face.
But surprisingly, the other parts of the body are not as impressive. This portrait exudes emotion and exquisiteness despite being just a drawing. As a magnificent piece of art, this folk art portrait would auction for the price of
Range of $12,000 to $18,000 at auction.
Wow, that's exciting.
It's nice.
Okay, I'd say I did good for $20.
This intriguing piece of op art was purchased by the guest. Originally thought to be a painting, it was discovered to have a 3D sculptural effect. The piece is by Mon Levinson, an American artist born in 1926. Mon Levinson. Levinson's work is characterized by its optical kinetic quality, made from plexiglass and acrylic, tilted black quiet plain-la. This 1964 piece changes appearance from different angles.
Interesting in that it's composed of a lot of lines on different layers that sort of have that almost like a kinetic look when you walk by it or look at it from different angles and tilt your head. It's going to give you a slightly different view, almost as if it's moving.
Levinson mastered the techniques for creating such art himself. This work was featured in a significant exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art in 1965. This unique piece in a gallery today would fetch a price of
$12,000.
Okay, I'd say I did good for $20.
This beautiful marble plaque was discovered in an unexpected place. It was kept under the guest's kitchen cabinet for 2 years. This exquisite piece is made of marble. The artist, Erastus Dow Palmer, is one of the most important American sculptors of the 19th century. Erastus Dow Palmer, born in 1817, Palmer was a self-taught pioneer of the American neoclassical movement. The plaque, signed and dated, showcases his remarkable skill.
And on the reverse of the plaque, it's signed 1864.
Despite a minor chip on the nose, its value remains high due to Palmer's significance. At auction, this masterpiece is conservatively estimated to be worth
$10,000 to $15,000 on it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing it in.
This guest is an astute collector of records, and he purchased this collection from ranch auctions.
This is kind of my hobby. It's an everyday hunt for me. I'm always looking for them.
And where do they tend to show up?
My best source has been ranch auctions.
The collection consists of cattle brand books from South Dakota, dating back to the 1900s. This collection contains the record of every brand. The earliest book in this collection is the first edition from 1898. Its estimated market value is
$1,500, $2,500,
the 1901 edition, in excellent condition, will be worth
$750 to $1,000.
The records from the 1930s and 1940s are also valuable, and each will cost
$300 to $500 would be reasonable.
while the later records, although relatively less valuable, will be valued at
$40, $50 that you might have spent at auction.
At first sight, this Jonah and the Whale mechanical bank brings back the memories of a bygone era, an era when Victorian values were seamlessly intertwined with the art of saving. Crafted from cast iron, this American-made marvel promotes thrift. This unique bank stands out with its intricate mechanical design, which is a hallmark of Shepherd Hardware's ingenuity. A simple penny, placed in its designated spot, sets off a delightful mechanism. As seen, the whale's jaw gracefully moves up and down, and this mechanism showcases the craftsmanship involved. Despite the typical market value for these banks, this particular piece is quite exceptional and valuable. Well preserved and in pristine condition, this treasured item at auction would sell for
in the $6,000 to $8,000 range.
Well, thank you very much. That's nice.
Holy cow. I'm shocked.
Hallelujah, I was hoping you were going to say.
Exhibited today is an original serigraph from 1965, created by Sister Mary Corita Kent. Kent was an American artist, designer, educator, and former religious sister. She employed the serigraph process for this piece.
So she did that specifically so more people could enjoy and afford her work.
Because it was less expensive and more economical. The guest acquired this piece at an art show in 1967.
Took it over to the lady who was taking our money and thinking I could never, ever afford it. I was a college student. And she said, $35.
This serigraph bears the maker's signature in the lower right corner and is titled Power Up, denoting a spiritual meaning. The print features a quote from the book, Letters to a Young Poet. As an example of how Sister Corita merged the secular and religious into one piece, this print is estimated to be worth
between $1,500 and $2,000.
Holy cow. I'm shocked.
Hallelujah, I was hoping you were going to say.
No. You're kidding. Okay, cool.
A gaze upon this Ming Dynasty Fahoa tomb figures, then one is immediately struck by their historical significance.
My dad's grandmother traveled to China in the 1920s. She came back with these horses, and my grandparents had these cases built for them.
These earthenware figures, adorned in vibrant Fahoa glaze, date back to the 14th or 15th century. It represents an era where tombs were filled with objects meant to accompany the deceased into the afterlife.
Made hundreds of these at a time, thousands at a time. I believe that they used sand molds.
Okay.
These horse figures, robust and thicker in form, reflect the early Ming Dynasty style. This was a period when Fahoa glaze was at its peak before fading into obscurity. The intricacy of their sand molding casting technique speaks to the early mass production methods of the time. Though not highly sought after in China today due to their tomb origins, in the West, they hold considerable value. Despite some restorations, these figures remain in remarkable condition, and it's valued at
$800 to $1,200.
No. You're kidding. Okay, cool.
Untouched and unused due to a lack of interest in the musical arts, this guest brought his father's guitar in mint condition.
Educated guesses that he got this probably about 1915, when he was probably just about 15 years old, because I think my grandmother wanted him to be some sort of a musician.
It's a vintage Gibson F4 mandolin, authenticated by the F4 signature inside. It has a fiddle-like shape, typical of the model, and the back is made from curly maple, called a sunburst, binded together with iveroid, a synthetic plastic resembling ivory. Its tuning keys and peghead are all original, and in perfect condition. The appraiser, being a musician himself, appreciates the beautiful sound of the instrument.
Only somebody plinking across the... No, never heard it played. Never heard it played.
The other thing that you always want to think about with a vintage instrument is how good it sounds. I'm a musician myself, so...
Vintage instruments like these are very hot in the market, and in this condition, this mandolin will sell for...
at least say $3,000 to $4,000.
All right. Terrific.
This late 19th century Chinese enamel and silver box, shaped intricately like a squash, captures the essence of unique decorative art from a bygone era. This piece design is stunning with its exquisite enamel decorations and intricate depictions of butterflies and grasshoppers. The box's bottom mark simply reads silver, a straightforward indication of its material. Also, this box was created during a time when much of the China trade in Hong Kong focused on local rather than export markets, and this piece is a testament to the craftsmanship of the period.
We have these fruits, and the condition is excellent. Just a little ding or a dent at this end of it.
Its primary appeal lies in its aesthetic beauty, rather than any practical function. However, the market for Chinese silver is strong, and this distinctive box, with its rich history and artistic detail, would sell for
$3,000 and $5,000. Holy moly!
We have two masks housed at the Burke Museum of Natural History, Seattle. The first mask originates from the southern northwest coast, created by the Kawak tribe. It is a representation of a mythological creature called the Zunukwa.
This is the wild woman of the woods, a cannibal creature. She would abduct children, a frightening presence in the tribe, and it would be used to great effect, no doubt, by the parents.
Masterfully created with real human hair and other strong facial features, it was made for theatrical performances during the early 20th century by George Welkus. This mask is of great quality and significance to the tribe, and is worth
$100,000 to $120,000 range.
The second mask is from the northern northwest coast, dating back as far as the mid-19th century. The mask depicts a dogfish shark.
Beast, of course, all of the lines, all of the facial planes on this mask point downward. If you were seized by this creature, you would be in the abyss.
Its features are stark and accurately perceptive, giving it an estimated value of
to $225,000.
Well, it's amazing to see these masks.
Our gaze is centered on a French doll, dressed up elegantly, but there's more to it than meets the eye. This French doll was made during the golden years for French doll makers in 1875 in Paris, France. We see that the lower arm and head are made of porcelain bisque. The lips are finely painted, going up to the enamel eyes, feathered eyebrows, and rosy cheeks. The hair of the doll is made of mohair from Angora goats, and it is dressed in a silk satin outfit. Despite its age, this French doll is in excellent condition and very rare, placing this highly sought-after original doll from a golden era of doll makers at an auction value of
$5,000 and $6,000.
This charming chest has belonged to our guest's mother since the early 1950s. While it appears to be a chest on chest, it's actually a tall chest that was unfortunately cut in half at a later date. This classic Pennsylvania tall chest boasts beautiful tiger maple drawers, cherry wood accents the sides, and original brass hardware adds a touch of elegance. This chest would likely have been used in a bedroom around 1800, made with local woods. It likely originated in Pennsylvania around 1795.
This is actually fascinating for me to see this because here is a price tag of $325 purchased from a dealer in the 1950s.
Despite the alteration, this chest could still be worth
$3,000 to $5,000 range.
This vintage desk and its contents are a window into the past. Our guest's family has cherished and preserved these treasures for generations. The desk's miniature size makes it a unique and highly desirable collector's item.
This desk has
it has a glow about it, and you could see how the different appraisers sort of all came around to bask in that glow a little bit.
It has survived the test of time, remaining largely untouched, yet it has remained in excellent condition. Opening the drawers uncovers treasures that reveal glimpses of its rich past.
Traces their history from Virginia to South Carolina to Kentucky and even down here to Texas, where I gather your grandfather or great-grandfather came.
A vast array of items is housed in its archives. Also nestled in its archives is this extraordinary handkerchief, illustrating the triumphant Battle of New Orleans. The desk's treasures are a stunning collection, worth more than the desk itself, with a collective auction value of
$100,000 collection.
As a standalone piece, the magnificent desk is worth
$25,000 to $35,000 is what it would reach at auction.
We see a colourful oil painting that shows people living in harmony and peace. In front of it lies a letter, providing the painting's history. The guests inherited these items from their grandmother as an heirloom. This Land of Peace oil painting is a landscape of Greenland, created in 1946 by Rockwell Kent, a respected American painter, printmaker, illustrator, writer, sailor, adventurer, and traveler. We turn our attention to the letter, written by Rockwell himself, detailing the painting.
But it's a letter from him, and it describes everything about this.
Rockwell's opposition to wars, especially World War II, is clearly reflected in this painting. The painting is in excellent condition, and the letter increases its value significantly, making this Land of Peace oil painting a great example of Rockwell Kent's artistic vision, valued at
About $100,000 to $150,000. With the letter, I put about $150,000 to $250,000 as an estimate.
Oh my! Wow, that's amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Meet our youngest collector ever, who loves glass, silver, and art. But he doesn't keep his treasures. He sells them online at the right time of year. Today's find is a mysterious $2 painting from a sweltering auction. Turns out it's a watercolor, hidden behind special glass. Expert reveals it's by Albert Nieuhuis, a Dutch painter.
He was born in 1844 and he died in 1914.
It likely dates back to the late 1800s, similar to works by other Dutch artists. Family scenes like this were popular. This $2 gamble of a painting could be worth
$1,000 and $1,500.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This charming furniture belonged to the Griffith family, who once lived near Griffith Park. Our guest inherited it when his parents bought the house in 1963.
Condition, provenance, craftsmanship, and a rarity. This piece in particular was meant to be shown in the round. It's finished on every side.
Rosewood, the main wood, gives off a pleasant aroma when cut. Intricate details include a brass molding, mother-of-pearl inlay, and a pewter floral band. A single door opens to reveal a cedar-lined interior. Dating back to the 1850s to 1870s, it reflects the French Empire style. The piece blends traditional craftsmanship with the innovations of the Industrial Revolution. In today's auction market, it could fetch
$2,000 to $4,000.
Wow, that's great.
Thrifting treasure. This guest found this cool item at an antique store. The guest almost passed out at that store, but a week later, a feeling drew her back to buy it. Turns out it's a replica of an ancient Chinese food vessel. Wealthy officials use these for their afterlife meals. The original, called a faux bronze, dates back from 7th century BC to 3rd century BC. This one's a later copy, made in 1873, according to the inscription.
Made in the 12th year of the reign of the Emperor Tongzhi.
The coolest part of it is that it only cost $25. Back then, it wasn't valuable. But the booming Chinese market changed things, and this treasure could fetch
$7,000 to $10,000.
You're kidding. I can hardly believe that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Behind the grandeur of the White House and the legacy of Abraham Lincoln lies a story of profound personal struggle. Featured on the show is an asylum sign-in sheet inherited by our guest from her grandmother. This sheet contains a ledger entry for Mary Lincoln's admission into the asylum. Mary Lincoln served as the First Lady of the United States from 1861 to 1865. We also have a written arrest warrant for Mrs. Lincoln. These archives narrate the story of a woman profoundly affected by one of America's most turbulent periods and are estimated to be worth
$8,000 to $12,000. You'd be pretty safe, and it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in.
This watercolor is more than just a depiction of a beloved story. It's a tribute to a cultural icon that has resonated with people for decades. This piece presented was acquired by the guest's father during his time working with Disney.
And in return, he got this painting.
And they just gave it to him?
As far as I know, yes.
Printed in McCall's magazine in 1941, it features several Disney characters, including Santa Claus, the dancing ostrich, and hippos from Fantasia and Ferdinand, among others.
These characters are very obscure, and of course we got Bambi. It's just absolutely amazing that all these characters are in this. The fact that it was printed.
Additionally, the condition of this watercolor print is outstanding. Given its association with the Disney company, we can expect this print to fetch a considerable sum of
the $6,000 to $8,000 range.
Wow.
Collected by this guest's father, this brilliant piece is a family treasure.
I inherited it from my grandmother in 1976. I know that my grandfather collected Native American items, and he died in 1937.
It is a work of art created by the Native American tribe, the Navajo. This is a blanket made using the Navajo weaving techniques and was crafted from Germantown yards, featuring a multitude of vibrant colors. The piece also bears the influence of the Mexican saltillo weaving, notable in the central diamond pattern. However, the design has been enhanced by the Navajo's signature concentric diamonds, adding depth and complexity. Additionally, the blanket features intricate details such as crosses at its edges, bow and arrow signs at each end, and arrowheads designed on it.
When they were first introduced, the traders didn't like them. They thought they were a little vibrant. In retrospect now, we look at them and they're tour de forces, really.
This magnificent piece requires minimal restoration, after which its value will be estimated at
between $20,000 to $30,000.
Wow. Wow.
This guest presents a vase acquired by his father in Europe.
It was my father's vase that he got somewhere when he was traveling in Europe. I would guess in the late 40s, early 50s.
According to the mark on the case presented with this piece, the vase is an authentic Sevres exhibition vase. It is beautifully enameled and gilded, all done by hand, making it a very unique item. The mark at the bottom shows that this vase was made in 1912, and below that are the initials of the decorator, Glier. The case bears a plaque which holds additional information on the vase. Sevres vases are known for their complex craftsmanship and exquisite detail, and appearing with its case and plaque puts its value at
$2,000 and $3,000.
Okay.
Wow. I'm very pleasantly surprised.
This guest's father was a car racer who left behind a great legacy.
My grandfather, Fred Marriott, worked for the Stanley Steamer Company in Newton, Massachusetts, and was asked to race some of their cars.
We are presented with a memorabilia of his achievements, notably his setting of the world land speed record in 1906. This collection dates back to the early 1900s and features a number of other medals displaying his legacy. The badges alone, originating from the famous Ormond Daytona beach ride, are collectively worth
between $10,000 and $15,000.
Additionally, a trophy from one of his early races in Massachusetts will sell at an auction for
$2,000 to $3,000. Okay.
The creme of the crop of this collection is his Stanley car logbook, which holds records of all the cars that were produced and delivered. This one-of-a-kind document that is not only historically significant, but is very valuable with collectors. Its estimated value is
$5,000 would be a fair estimate for it. Wow. I'm very pleasantly surprised.
On a beautiful vacation with her husband in the City of Light, this guest stumbled upon a beautiful piece in an antique store and purchased it.
And going out to the flea market area outside of Paris. And I went out there, and as I was going down the street, I saw this in the storefront of an antique store.
It is a wonderful watercolor artwork by the English artist Arthur Brown, signed and dated by the artist to 1883. This is one of his more typical works. This particular piece is a depiction of Yellowstone National Park, the first national park in the world. Brown made 20 of these watercolor depictions of Yellowstone, most of which are lost to time.
The record there is that he sold them to the Northern Pacific Railroad.
Really?
However, the Northern Pacific Railroad has absolutely no reference for the purchase of these 20 paintings.
The frame on the piece is a liner to a larger frame that housed this piece. Presented in excellent condition with very good provenance, this piece is an auction special worth
$75,000 and $125,000.
No,
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Yes.
Wow.
Samuel Cody was a pivotal figure in British aviation, and among the showcased items is a silver model of an aircraft. This model was commissioned by the Shell Oil Company in late 1911, crafted by Mappin and Webb, and presented to Cody at the Royal Aero Club in 1912. This model represents one of Cody's later designs, likely a waterplane, similar to the one that led to his untimely death.
Gave him a full military funeral from his house in Ashvale, and 50,000 people lined the funeral procession.
In addition to the model, 2 large Michelin trophies were displayed. These trophies were awarded to Cody in 1910 and 1911 for achieving the longest duration flight on a circuit. Each trophy features Pegasus, the mythical winged horse, symbolizing the struggle against Earth's gravity. These pieces came into the possession of Cody's family through direct inheritance, preserved as a tribute to his pioneering spirit. This incredible silver model and Michelin trophies of Cody's aircraft are historically and monetarily significant, making them worth
£25,000 to £30,000.
A Bakelite bracelet, recently purchased for $10 by the guest, was brought to light. Recognized for its distinctive texture and weight, it was identified as a Bakelite, a popular form of early plastic. The bracelet lacks multicolored patterns, carvings, or laminates. However, it still holds significant value due to its elegant style. To confirm its authenticity, a simple test involving hot water was conducted. When dipped into the water, the bracelet emitted an acrid smell, a hallmark of genuine Bakelite. Despite its single color and absence of intricate details, the bracelet's style and authenticity contributed to its value. This beautiful green-colored Bakelite bracelet was valued at
$300 to $500. What do you think?
I think I did very well.
a finely crafted bride's box, purchased from an estate sale between, stands as a testament to the guest's discerning eye. The guest, also a woodcarver, recognized the box's exceptional quality and historical importance. Adorned with intricate foliate carvings and distinctive heart-shaped handles, this box reflects a blend of Scandinavian heritage and American craftsmanship. The box bears the signature S.A. Quayle and is dated as a sample of work from the late 1870s on a map. This establishes its American origin and significance. Its detailed carving and excellent condition contribute to its local historical significance and artistic value. Identified as a bride's box due to its ornate design, it's estimated to be worth between
$1,000 to $1,500.
Okay, good. Good return on my $75.
Violins are prized for their craftsmanship and history, but this 1880 Robert Glier violin stands out with its unique story and features. After impressing everyone by playing the piano, the guest was given a family violin, accompanied by 2 bows. The violin, made by Robert Glier in Cincinnati in 1880, is crafted from maple and features an extra piece of wood in the peg box for added durability. Glier, originally from Markneukirchen, Germany, was known for his innovative repairs and quality craftsmanship. One of the bows, identified as the work of H.R. Frechner, also hailing from Markneukirchen, is in excellent condition and distinguished by its unique buttons. Frechner, a highly esteemed bow maker, was recognized as the musical instrument maker to the King of Saxony. The guest previously received a $2,000 offer for this bow, indicating its high value. The other bow, however, holds no significant value. As per appraiser, the value of violin is as follows.
Being a good, solid American violin is probably worth, in the retail market, $3,000 as is.
and could be worth $4,000 after repairs.
However, alone would be worth $4,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This guest presents us with a set of silver pieces made by her uncle, who was a silversmith for the Callow Shop, the leading maker of arts and crafts movement silver in Chicago, founded in 1900 by a group of women led by Clara Pauline Bach. The collection includes a hand-wrought silver bowl with a beautifully silver-lined rim, masterfully crafted and elegantly designed, making it worth
$500 to $700.
There is also a sugar tongue with a wonderfully pierced decoration and shell designs on the tip, estimated to be valued at
$300 to $500.
Additionally, the collection features flat silver flatware pieces, including a serving spoon and fork bearing his mark, with an estimated value of
About $200 to $300 each.
Not made of silver, but still valuable, is a copper humidor in excellent condition with a price tag of
$500 to $700.
Wow, that's great.
Enduring through the ages, two remarkable furniture pieces now stand before us. For generations, our guest's family has preserved the history and significance of these extraordinary pieces. On the right, a refined trastero stands poised, while a time-worn children's chair sits to the left. With its antique charm, this chair is believed to have originated in the first quarter of the 19th century.
This punch decoration, these turned backsplats, it has a very Baroque feel, or dungeon furniture like it's 17th century.
Hailing from Spain and Latin America, the trastero is an intricately designed cabinet or wardrobe used for storing personal belongings.
I'd say this piece is a little later. It probably dates from about 1840 to 1880.
Oh.
And we can tell that based on some of the construction characteristics.
Though showing signs of age, this chair's value is largely unaffected thanks to its exceptional rarity. This timeless piece would have an auction estimate of
$1,200 to $1,800.
Okay.
Despite its imperfections, the trastero's rarity and age allow it to retain a considerable amount of value, giving it an impressive auction estimate of
$3,000 to $5,000 on the trastero. And I'm so thrilled you brought it.
Thank you. I am too.
A custom-made hat adorned with a collection of inherited jewelry, including pieces from notable designers like Eisenberg and Kramer, was displayed by a guest on special occasions. The hat, designed to showcase these prized jewels, which include a set by Lavender, an assistant to Chanel, captivated the interest of jewelry enthusiasts.
Chanel, I had no way of exhibiting them, and I wanted to wear them and show them.
The hat features an Eisenberg original, prominently known for its high value and desirability among collectors, complemented by bird pins at the back and predominantly crafted with paste jewelry. It embodies the tradition of exceptional hat design, adorned with valuable ornaments. An estimated value of the hat and its jewelry collection is revealed to be between
$1,500 to $2,000.
Really?
Yes.
A treasured family heirloom, a first edition of Sartoris by William Faulkner, has been passed down through generations. Published in 1929, Sartoris is one of Faulkner's early works, exploring themes of Southern aristocracy and the struggles of a once prominent family in Mississippi. This particular book, inscribed by Faulkner himself to the guest's father, holds a special place. The father, who was Faulkner's cousin and a devoted scholar of his work, cherished this book.
They were also good friends because my father was a real Faulknerian scholar.
An inscription dates back to June 1929, the same year the book was published, suggesting it was a first edition. Though it lacks a dust jacket and shows signs of being read, the book remains a rare find due to the personal inscription from Faulkner. Despite its condition not being pristine, the book's estimated auction value is
$6,000 to $8,000 in this market.
On display before us is the legendary 1990 Solheim Cup, a pioneering trophy in the world of golf. Our guest, Dottie Pepper, a talented golfer, and her team were awarded this trophy for their remarkable performance at the 1990 Solheim Cup.
For the captain, and then the Solheim Cup itself is probably almost 3 times as big, maybe 2.5 times.
This dazzling trophy is masterfully crafted from exquisite crystal and silver. The trophy is adorned with intricate engravings and symbols, such as the Solheim Cup logo and the flags of Europe and the United States. This extraordinary piece is one of the first of its kind, with an estimated insurance value of
minimum of $35,000. A minimum of 35.
Historical photographs depicting Major General Perry Moss and Geronimo from the guest's grandmother hold significant value. Major General Perry Moss, associated with events in Tombstone, Arizona in 1886, notably participated in the capture of Geronimo, a prominent Native American leader known for his resilience and resistance against reservation policies.
His name Geronimo was actually not even his Indian name, but was the translation of his Indian name was "He Who Yawns."
These photographs were captured by Calamus Fly, a renowned photographer known for documenting Geronimo in captivity. These images exhibit signs of age and wear, adding to their historical authenticity. Accompanying items such as cards depicting Funnel Canyon and a cabinet photo titled Group of Hostels featuring Geronimo's tribal members, which further enriches the collection. This historical photographic collection is valued between
$1,500 to $2,000.
Oh, wow.